The Midnight Library Mystery. Ethan was a quiet, curious boy who loved books more than anything else in the world. He lived in a small town where nothing exciting ever seemed to happen, until the night he discovered the Midnight Library. One evening, while returning home from school, Ethan noticed an old building at the end of Willow Street. He had walked past it hundreds of times, but tonight something felt different. A dim golden light glowed from inside, and a sign above the dusty door flickered. The Midnight Library, open after dark only. Ethan's heart raced with curiosity. A library that opened only at night. He couldn't resist. He pushed the squeaky door and stepped inside. The room was filled with towering shelves, each stacked with ancient books. But these books were unlike any Ethan had ever seen. Some glowed softly, some hummed, and a few even floated in the air. "Welcome," said a gentle voice. Ethan jumped. Standing behind the counter was an elderly librarian with silver hair and sharp, wise eyes. "Ah, are these real books?" Ethan stammered. "Oh, they're very real," the librarian smiled. "Each book contains a story that is alive." Ethan blinked. "Alive. Open one," she said. He reached for a blue book that shimmered like water. As soon as he opened it, a gust of wind burst out, and suddenly, Ethan found himself standing in the middle of a vast ocean. Waves crashed around him, and a giant whale swam underneath his feet. The book had transported him inside its story. Terrified yet amazed, Ethan yelled, "How do I get back?" "Close the book," the librarian's voice echoed from the sky. He slammed the book shut, and instantly he was back in the library, panting. "That," the librarian said, "is why this library opens only at midnight. The stories need the calm of darkness to stay peaceful." Ethan's fear turned into excitement. He spent hours exploring different books, flying on dragons, running through magical forests, solving mysteries inside ancient castles. But then he noticed a black book, locked with a silver chain. A sign on it read, "Do not open." The more Ethan looked at it, the more curious he became. The librarian had gone into the back room. This was his chance. He touched the book. The chains unlocked on their own. The moment he opened it, a cold wind blew through the library. Shadows crept across the floor. A dark figure rose from inside the pages and whispered, "Thank you for freeing me." Before Ethan could react, the librarian rushed out, her eyes wide with fear. "No, that book holds the shadow of lost stories. Ethan, close it, quickly." But the shadow was too strong. It grew larger, filling the room. The shelves shook. Books started flying. Ethan remembered something the librarian said, "Stories come alive, but they also listen." He grabbed a glowing golden book from the shelf and shouted the first words he saw, "Let there be light." A brilliant flash exploded from the book, sweeping across the room. The shadow shrieked and vanished back into the black pages. The book slammed shut, the chains locking once again. The librarian sighed in relief. "You're brave, Ethan, and also very stubborn." Ethan blushed. "I'm sorry. I shouldn't have opened it." She smiled kindly. "Curiosity is good, but wisdom is knowing when to stop." When Ethan stepped outside, dawn was breaking. He turned to look at the library, but it was gone. Only an empty plot stood there. Some said the Midnight Library appears only to those who truly love stories. And Ethan, he now checked Willow Street every night, hoping to see the golden glow again.